Today we are talking about freedom of speech and expression in Malaysia and limitation. Introduction. Constitutional foundation in Malaysia, the people have a right to speak, express themselves as said Article 10, an absolutely right displayed constitutional protection. Those rights are not absolute. Limitation for national security. Sometimes speaking can be limited to keep the country safe. The public order consent. Limits exist to prevent speech that may disrupt public order. Okay. Moral boundaries. Expression conflict with the sociality morals may face description. The last debate is on a balance. The dynamic between the constitutional rights and legal limitation is focused on ongoing debates about achieving harmonious balance in Malaysian society.
The importance of freedom of speech and expression in Malaysia. Promote democratic values mean freedom of expression is a basic democratic right that gives people the ability to express their thought, question the government, and take part in public life. It ensures the government continue honesty and responsibility while supporting Malaysia's healthy democracy. Next one is protect human rights and social justice. That means respecting social justice and human rights is strongly related to freedom of expression. It allows people to argue against injustice, prejudice, and inequality, and to increase awareness of this issue. Thus, it is essential to build a just and fair society in Malaysia, as well as fight for the right of oppressed groups.
Right, the limits of freedom of expression in Malaysia. Although Article 10 states that every citizen has a right to freedom of speech and expression, in Malaysia we have various acts or laws to contain and limit the freedom of expression so that we as citizens will be mindful of various religious and racial fault lines that exist in our country. So the first is the Sedition Act, which criminalizes speech that is deemed seditious with potential to promote hatred, contempt against the government or various communities based on race, religion, or other characteristics. Next is the MCMC Act. This act addresses offences related to the use of network facilities, including improper use of facilities and content that is considered offensive. It has been used to prosecute individuals for online expression. The next is the Printing and Publications Act. This law gives the government control over the issuance of permits for newspapers and other publications. The government can restrict or revoke permits which impact the freedom of speech, the freedom of press. The fourth is the OSA. The OSA restricts the disclosure of information deemed as an official secret and can be used to limit freedom of expression if individuals are charged with revealing sensitive and classified information. Last is the Peaceful Assembly Act. While this law allows for peaceful assemblies, it imposes restrictions on public gatherings and organizers are required to give notice to the police in advance. So there you have it, the limits on freedom of expression. Thank you.
Conclusion, success in society depends on promoting democratic value and defending human rights. A strong democracy is promoted in Malaysia in large part by the freedom of speech and expression. law like the Communication and Multimedia Act of 1998 and the Sedition Act of 1984, however, provide limitation on what can be done. These laws have come under criticism for possibly surprising. Even if the state goal to uphold national security and order, it's critical to strike a balance between upholding individual liberties and maintaining public order. The government and civil society must engage in open communication, transparent policy and revolution of this law if Malaysia is to become a more democratic and inclusive nation. The difficult task is to strike a balance that respects social fairness, human rights and democratic principles.